All right, let's get the show started. Let's begin in the one space that I say at this point in time, all bets are off. Literally all bets are off. Forget the posh, serious, catchy, and let's dabble into some petty. Because the only place we get to really do this, and then of course wash our hands clean like we didn't do anything at all, is when we talk about what's happening on social media. So indulge me, let's begin what's trending on Arise 360 today. I don't know, I can't explain it right, but there's something going on. That's what I'm just going to say, because Wizkid has ignited a storm on social media. He's trolled everyone. He's trolled Davido. He has trolled Don Jazzy. In fact, Don Jazzy, if you ask me, was a stray bullet, because it all started when he was just trying to emphasize the fact that he had a lot to get off his chest, that, he had a few things he needed to say, and he was not going to let anyone stop him from saying these things. And he said that he was going to say what he needed to say, however it came off to anybody. But now a fan then said that, okay, Wizkid, if you have a lot to get off your chest, how about we begin by talking about you releasing some new music? Because if we're being honest, Tems just gave us Love Me Jeje. Love Me Jeje is like a riff off Shay Shodimu's Love Me Jeje, Love Me Tender. And she did a fantastic, song on that. She did amazing. Everyone's out there doing one and two. Davido's just coming off the back of his Madison Square Garden performance. So Wizkid, give us something new. That's what this fan had to say. And then Wizkid said, listen, is it by force? You can't force me to do anything. And the fan now said, yes, it is by force. And then he puts out this embarrassing video of our darling Davido. I don't even want to talk about what's going on in this video because it's a whole other conversation. But Davido is in premium tears. And Wizkid is now saying, beg me like this. Now, this is why people feel like he's shading Davido. When this video came out on social media, I feel like I'm your gist partner right now, but I'm going to give you the tea, right? So there was a model who came out who put out a screenshot, like a random screenshot, and she happened to be in a picture with Davido in that screenshot. And then fans are like, okay, what's going on? What's happening here? Why are you all so cozied up? And then she started making the world understand that, well, there was something going on between herself and Davido. If you remember when people kept trolling Davido to say, like, how much more are you going to do? First it was Anita, now it's this girl. And the girl, in order to prove her innocence, that, listen, she didn't even know Davido was married, put out this video where Davido was practically begging her to just, just help him out. That's it. So it was quite embarrassing, and then that story came and it died, or so we thought. Only for Davido's guy, Wizkid, to help him bring back the conversation. He brought back the conversation right back to our screens with this video. Now, as if that was not enough, someone now brings up Ladipoe and then, says, oh, Wizkid, listen, Ladipoe is also trolling you. And then he says, I'm not going to talk to any artist that's signed by an influencer. To say that Ladipoe being signed on to Don Jazzy's record, Mavens, like Ladipoe is signed on to an influencer. So there's been a whole storm on social media, like, why is Wizkid coming for everyone? But let's head on to the tweets now. Now you have the ins and outs of the gist. Let's take a look at Davido's tweet. You're looking at that. And then this is Peruzzi reacting. Peruzzi saying, the lizard is mad again. The lizard is mad again. I'm guessing the lizard being Wizkid is mad again. I don't know. Tenny said something. She said, is it that females who used to be featured in this industry? Because these guys are just doing a little too much. Legit. Let's take a look at another reaction to this. Let's take a look at the tweeters. You see, this is where Wizkid FC comes out in full force with their dictionary and their keypads. This tweet says, as Peruzzi called Wizkid lizard, Terry too supposed come out call Davido frog. But they don't burn in Papa well. Person wey still they try build his career since 12 years in Starboy Records. But if we're being honest, Wizkid is in no position to shade on Jazzy. Like, if on this ground alone, the fact that in Nigeria, there's only 2 people in this country that you can beat your chest, or let me say 2 labels that you can beat your chest and say, see, these people produce stars, YBNL and Maven. That's it. If you don't blow in those 2 records, it's you. I would have said DMW. But, you know, it's like, if Davido is not on the song, there's a problem. You understand? It's only Mayor Kun that was able to really break out of that shell, because realistically, if Davido is not on that track, we might not see it go anywhere. But like YBNL, think of everyone who was under that record label, from Lil Kesh to Asake to Fireboy, every single artist. I mean, Sese Mudiafo, I don't know what happened to him, but he was big at some point in time. Lil Cash fell off at some point, but he should have stayed longer, if you ask me. Adekunle Gold, YBNL, Maven Records as well. You know what? Let's just leave some people alone in that record. Like I said, if you don't blow under Maven, it's you, darling. It's you, because, you know, it doesn't just add up. I feel like a lot of the artists are made to work really hard. And if there's anyone that's proven it, it's Johnny Drill. Johnny Drill has a completely different sound. It's not your usual Afro beat. It's alternative. But Johnny Drill still makes a name for himself within the record. So Wizkid, FC, Starboy Records. Okay, tell me one artist, just one. Tell me one artist that Wizkid has passed that baton to, the baton of music, sustainability in the industry. One person Wizkid has groomed. You can't. You can't do that. So it's quite hypocritical of Wizkid to even come for Don Jazzy. He should learn from Don Jazzy. Learn the art of you don't eat alone, period. Let's take a look at another reaction to this. This tweet says, I'm done with Nigerians. What do you mean by band A artists? So basically, if you're watching from outside, because obviously we're live in South Africa, we're live in so many different parts of the world. So in Nigeria, our electricity distribution is distributed into different bands. To say that band A, basically it's more expensive, but you know, you get premium lighting. So this person is now talking about the big guys, like band A artists are talking. And is there even a band F? Band F, Seth, they put them out. We don't even know if you are an upcoming artist or a songwriter. Don't go and face your dead career. I believe this person is referring to Peruzzi. I feel like, listen, you have to give Peruzzi some credit. Peruzzi is a fantastic artist. Peruzzi has hit songs, and that's a fact. Like, he has hit songs. I don't know what it is, but Peruzzi is an amazing artist. So you can't call him an upcoming star. I feel like if Peruzzi was in a different space, in a different label, perhaps he could have thrived better. That's what I think. Let's move on to the next tweet. This is clearly an FC person. Daniel's tweet is here. This tweet says, Wizkid is so mature, fans said, but look how childish he's been acting. From disrespecting fans to mocking Davido just to be in the spotlight, he's in a video that caught a lot of controversy and was aimed at ruining Davido's marriage is beyond disgusting. That was the video we showed earlier. And all for what? To promote an album or project that may end up being a flop? A 33-year-old ought to have some level of wisdom. Yeah, I mean, for once, I have to say, Daniel, I'm with you on this one. 1000% with you. I just feel like it's so classless what Wizkid is up to. You know, it just has no taste. But we love Wizkid, we do. We really do love Wizkid still. We love his music. That's a fact. Let's move on to another tweet. Let's go, let's go, let's go. This tweet says, now let's talk about the Don Jazzy part. This tweet says, Wizkid, Ladipo is still talking nonsense, so I beg, enter that one too. This is a Wizkid fan reporting Ladipo to Wizkid. And then Wizkid says, LOL, I'm never chatting to anyone signed to an influencer. Basically, see, I don't know why people feel like an influencer is an insult. I don't know why people think that. Don Jazzy, please, I would love for you to. As in, Don Jazzy is the biggest influencer, the baddest influencer. Don Jazzy promotes everybody, every artist, skip makers, musicians, everyone. It's one thing to conquer the world of music. He's done that. He's proving that, listen, his greatness is not just limited to the world of music. In case you thought it was by chance, let him show you that if he decides to go into comedy tomorrow, he would dust you as well. So I'm sorry. If that doesn't tell me anything, I think it's respect. Yeah, he's an influencer and a music king maker. But what about you, Wizkid? You're an artist, not even a maker. So I don't know why people are offended. I think this is just an accolade if you ask me. Let's move on to the next tweet. Again, Daniel is still angry. Daniel said, never chatting to anyone signed to an influencer, but you collaborated with Tiwa Savage on Malo in 2017 when she was signed to Don Jazzy. Talk about double standards. Belittling people is a sign of insecurity. I've always felt that way though. Let me tell you, you know what they say about people of a certain height? Yeah, think about that. Remember, no one knows tomorrow. A newbie today might revive your career in the future. If there's anything newbie artists have taught us, it's be humble. Odumodu Black is one of those people that I would say, see, don't despise humble beginnings, because where he started from and where he is now, man, I'm sure a lot of people are kissing their teeth, wishing they had banked on him sooner. So it's a fact. Let's move on to another tweet on this one, the final one. I can't. I can't read it. I just can't. The picture is just too funny. It speaks for itself, okay? Anyway, let's take a look at this video. I think it might just put some context into everything we said today.
The bands a lot, right. You know, like Moheats, that era.
Yeah.
Like I was around them. Like I was in the house. They didn't even know I was in the house. Like I was even living with them. They didn't even know I was living with them. That's how crazy it was. Because we were just family, man. So big shout out to the bands. Man.
Yeah.
And Moheats, Wande Cole, Don Jazzy, Dr. Sid, Prince. God bless you guys. That was a very, very strong team that did a lot for African music.
So I was working with him, and he was like, your Sentex Wizkid, you know, you need to know about Wizkid. And I was like, okay, I'm always like eager to learn about new artists, and I'm always like, so he put me onto you, Poppy. I'd heard your name before, but he was like, no, Wizkid. So the first track I saw was like, is it Holla at Your Boy?
Yeah, Holla at Your Boy.
Yeah. And then I saw that, and I was like, whoa, because I didn't even know the scene was going on out there until I met the band, and then to see you coming through and doing that and so forth. So what?
So, to be honest, we could never really understand the inner workings of the music industry. For all you know, Don Jazzy might even be in on this whole squabble that, you know, is happening on social media. But the reality is, for the fans on the outside, what we see is what we see. What we see is what you show us. And maybe there's something going on in here. If this is some type of ploy to promote Wizkid's album that Don Jazzy's even in on, it's not really helped a lot for Wizkid. If anything, it's made him look exceedingly desperate. And then the big question is why? Is the results that we're being told not the reality for him? Why is he so desperate to be noticed and to be seen? What's going on? Who knows?